Everyone's saying you should start a business in your 20s, but what no one actually talks about is what it really costs. Given that I've done 6 figures in business over just the last couple months alone, I think I have the credentials to be speaking on this. But while we're on the topic of business, I wanna show you this home that I'm stepping into right now that we're starting today. Lower, 2, 3, 4 in some places over there of drywall has been taken out post-flood. We get a lot of these in Florida with the hurricanes, obviously. Our job is to come in here, install the drywall, tape mud, continue to mud and sand until it blends seamlessly into the wall and then matches texture. They're good jobs, pretty easy. So awesome to be getting another one of these, but we're gonna be making this place look brand new, right? We're gonna be giving it kind of a new identity. And that brings me into my next point, and that's when you build a business, you're not just building a business, you're building a completely new identity. Out in downtown St. Pete right now, one of my favorite places in the Tampa St. Pete area. Gonna hit a coffee shop, get some work done, and just grind. What I was talking about yesterday though, throughout my childhood, I had a very strong belief in who I was, my self-image, and what I was gonna be able to accomplish in my life, right? I knew I would be an extremely successful entrepreneur. I had the belief, right? I had the hope. And that's what it was all built out of. I saw that 99.9% of people weren't able to build a life that they truly loved. They let so many different things get in the way. And I thought that I'm gonna be the one person that no matter what, nothing's gonna get in my way from building that life that I wanna create. And then when I got out into the real world, that belief was tested. The business when I moved here to Florida did horrible. It wasn't going well whatsoever. I'd asked my parents, my girlfriend, my friend to help me pay my rent because I couldn't do it. Going to the grocery store, checking out, having no idea if my card was gonna decline and I was gonna have to put the stuff back and be absolutely embarrassed. And when you are a driven man who believes that you're gonna be extremely successful, that you are the one, you feel chosen in a way, and then you go through those things, that completely changes who you are. Because from that moment on, I realized that same mental framework would no longer work for my life. Instead, I had to build the confidence, I had to build that belief through proof of actually doing the things. That's just one of the many ways that starting a business wasn't just starting a business. It changed my entire life. It changed who I was. And for a long time, that made me deeply sad at the core because I knew who I was when I was younger. And I knew how much going through these things simply because I wanted to be a successful entrepreneur changed who I was, and I felt like I absolutely lost myself. And so if you think you're just gonna start a business and it's just that, it's absolutely not true. Everyone's path, everyone's story is gonna be different, but I'll promise you that your identity will completely change.
Don't worry about nothing, don't worry about nothing now, it's all gonna be good. So breathe like you know you should. Yeah, breathe till you've understood, until you're feeling like yourself again. Feel the sunlight on your skin, keep your heartbeat beating. Go on, breathing.
Yesterday at the beach was just amazing. It was extremely peaceful. And every time I've been going to St. Pete recently, whether it's the beach, downtown, like we did both yesterday, it makes me feel mad that I haven't been doing that more, that I haven't been doing that for the last 2.5 years that I've been living here. When I first moved here, I really did, right? But since the business wasn't going well and it threw me into survival mode, not having enough money to, really survive, and just going through really hard things. Anytime I separated myself from work to go do anything fun, it made me feel extremely guilty. And that's one way that entrepreneurship differs from having a 9-to-5 job. With a 9-to-5 job, for the most part, you can count on that money coming in pretty consistently. Of course, something could always happen. You could get fired. Anything crazy could happen. But with entrepreneurship, you have no idea when you're gonna make the money, especially, it's something new, a startup where that money hasn't been consistent for a long period of time. And so if you're not working and you also haven't made the money that you need to make, then that's a very stressful position to be in, because it's gonna have you feeling extremely guilty for not working when you know that you need to be. And that's a large reason why I haven't got out and done the really fun things when I wish I would have been. You can see today just doing some stuff at the house. I was actually painting a new front bumper for my Tundra here. I was putting on 4 coats of base coat and then clear coat. Kind of a fun project. My roommate hit my bumper like twice. So we agreed that, you know, we'd get that one. It was already primed off of eBay. It's just plastic, and then I'd paint it myself rather than having a shop do it, because I get more for the money. And it's all working out, but fun little project. And I was thinking more about, you know, what we were talking about yesterday with the business. And I was gonna say that, you know, starting a business and going down this route was the best choice that I had ever made. But the more that I thought about it, I don't think I ever made that choice. Honestly, as far as I can think back, I knew that entrepreneurship was what I was gonna do with my life. I knew that I was made and destined for that. I knew I'd be incredibly successful at it. I wouldn't want it any other way, because I feel like my whole life has been centered around growth and tuning myself daily. And I honestly feel like nothing else forces growth more than entrepreneurship. So the question is, are you ready for that? I appreciate you watching the video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Make sure you don't skip this video right here. YouTube actually specifically recommends that video just for you.